I'm Patrick Phelps, and I'm in Reefton on the west coast, checking out my second site of the day, Federation Mining's Snowy River project. The workings are more than 900 metres vertically below the surface, and we come in from the side via tunnels, or twin declines, that run 3.5 kilometres deep.
Grab yourself rescue, throw that onto your belt.
After getting kitted up, Chris, a geologist at Snowy River, ferries me down into the underworld to see where the Federation mining team have intercepted the historic and iconic Birthday Reef.
It was an exciting moment, yeah, seeing rock that nobody's essentially seen for 70 years and putting those historic pictures and seeing the same vein in front of you was really cool, yeah.
The Birthday Reef was discovered in 1905, on the King's birthday. The Blackwater mine operated from 1908 through to 1951, when a shaft collapse caused the owners to abandon the mine.
Blackwater mine mined about 700,000 ounces historically, and we've come in beneath that old historic working, and now we're drilling it out and mining along the ore body.
Much of the work Federation Mining is doing now is to quantify the amount of gold in this reef, which they believe holds about 700,000 ounces.
So it's 900 metres long, about roughly 0.7 wide. It gets fatter and thinner. As you can see here, it's probably more than a metre, but it can thin out and it can get thicker. Drilling from surface and defining something to go and make a mine is difficult. You don't know where it is and you've got to find it. We obviously know where it is, but we now have to quantify it and keep quantifying it.
And so far so good.
This is from a face sample we got a couple of swings ago, but a good bit of gold in there.
Chris began his mining career above ground, and I wondered what it's like adapting to life down here in the dark depths.
A bit daunting to go underground at first and change from being on surface. Not that I'm claustrophobic, but there's no lights on the side. It's your cap lamp, it's your light. We took some people down earlier this year, and my partner said once you go 50 metres underground, it's all the same. I'd say you get used to it pretty quick.
As Chris and I were talking, a bogger turned up to take some rock away from the face. Boggers are a specialised loader with a shape and size tailored to underground work. Unlike most loaders, the operator sits side on.
How does it go getting used to driving it, like sitting sideways?
When you first jump in, it's a bit how you're going, but you soon work it out pretty fast by hitting the wall. So you get a feel for it. But it is a bit of a twist, sitting sideways. But once you get your head around it, it's pretty good.
Adam seemed to be thriving down here.
It's good, It's peaceful, left alone. No service down here, nothing like that. So 7 and 7 roster. So yeah, 7 days, 7 nights.
And, how long have you been working here for?
It'd be about a year. So moved up pretty fast, just had a bit of a crack and went hard and got to where I am.
And what were you doing before that?
I was just truck driving. Yeah, wasn't really for me, that's sure. Sitting there 12 hours a day, staring at a road. This full crackers, you come down here, she's all go.
And because it's all go, Adam did have to go. We took the chance to explore further through the labyrinth and found yet another drilling team hard at work. Each run of core harvested adds to the body of knowledge on a resource, and there's always more drilling to be done.
If we're drilling and they're getting some really good core, they're getting some good ore, good quartz, good gold, naturally they want to probe and see what more could lie there.
I asked Ben how this drill site compares to the operations Rua Gold are running up on the surface.
A lot different, just the rigs in general. You can hear that noise in the background. That's an electric power pack due to, emissions. We don't want to be running diesel engines underground if we don't have to. I guess the same fundamentals apply with how we retrieve and drill the core.
It turns out Ben started his working life across the ditch as a diesel mechanic before shifting to mining.
Opal mining, not gold mining as such, out in Lightning Ridge.
The going story seems to be New Zealanders going over to Australia to work in mining over there. You're sort of going the other way. How'd that happen?
I made my money in the outback, got sick of dodging snakes and crocodiles, thought I'd come over here, met my wife, got married, baby, now got baby number 2 on the way. I'm pretty well settled down in the relaxed coastal lifestyle. Yeah, I haven't looked back.
While the drill rigs get all the glory up on top, there's another beast to contend with down here. and further up the tunnel we found one. This is what's called a jumbo. It's sort of like a giant mechanical crab, with 2 arms perfect for drilling holes and installing mesh in the newly cut drives. The man at the controls on this one, Ethan, talked us through the ins and outs of what these machines can do.
You've got rotation, percussion, feed, so your feed is basically your steel, the drift and move the steel in and out. There's multiple different movements that the boom can do to get you into all sorts of different positions that you need to.
So how long have you been operating jumbos for?
On and off for just under a year. Still definitely a lot for me to learn.
It's no secret that jumbo operators are among the highest paid staff in underground mines, and that's because they've got a lot going on.
It's not just about operating, it's about boring to make sure you're following boring instructions, and you want to be keeping the mine on profile and on design. So I guess there's more pressure than sort of sitting in a truck or a bogger, I guess, yeah.
Nobody just walks into a mine and gets a jumbo gig in their first day on the job. Ethan spent 6 years in Australia learning his trade.
I started out as a nipper, jumbo offsider. If you're starting green, you've got to work your way up and just, have a go, bust your ass, got to have a crack.
Having a crack beside him here at Snowy River is jumbo offsider, or nipper, Morris.
So basically, I'll be sort of racing around in the background, get everything all set up.
You look like you're just supplying him ammunition, just feeding the magazine,
pretty much, yeah. So he'll just swing his boom around whenever it's ready, and I'll just keep him going, basically. Just keep it smooth, keep it fast.
Morris was working in a hunting and fishing store in his hometown of Kaikoura when he just happened to talk to a guy who was working here at Snowy River.
You don't hear about it too much, like the mining industry, especially underground, and so it just really intrigued me, and so I just wanted to come and have a go, really, and I'm loving it. When I started, I was doing this for the first 6 months, progressed through and sort of come back doing this to sort of get a bit more exposure around the jumbo, and with the goal of getting onto it one day.
So that's the dream?
Yeah, it would be, yep, that's where it's at, so it opens up a whole new world, obviously, with overseas and all that sort of thing. So
I left Morris and Ethan to it and made my way back to the surface. As my eyes adjusted to daylight, I just had time to get a final word from Snowy River mine manager, Patrick, on what's to come here as they work towards gold production.
Some more equipment, more loaders, more trucks, more underground drills, and more people. And we'll see workforce climbing towards sort of 200s to get into production.
Like any gold miner, Patrick has his sights clearly set on that long-pursued, long-awaited target.
Sort of over the next 2 years, we expect to develop into full production and develop a mill and develop the other infrastructure on site to start developing those gold bars.
I look forward to seeing more people going into Snowy River and some of those gold bars coming out. But for now, it was time to head off to see what happens when the focus shifts from opening a mine up to closing one down.